What's something that gets an unnecessary amount of hate? Let's get started, shall we? Tom from Tom and Jerry. He just wants to chill while that little piece of shit annoys him all the time. That one spoon in your kitchen you hate for no reason. I'm sorry but no, F that thing. The only reason I keep it around is to scare the rest of them into obedience. Anything that becomes overrated will stir up a counter movement of hate. From Skyrim to Neil deGrasse Tyson, the top comment will be adoring said idol, but the most upvoted first reply will be saying it's trash. It's like people feel like they have to correct the 5-star rating by voting 1 star, even though their real opinion is 3.5 stars. This is why a band like Nickelback, whose music is generic and a bit dumb, but still generally okay, can be widely described as the worst band of all time. Or why people on Reddit never say, I played Fortnite, and it had some decent ideas but it wasn't really for me. 6 out of 10, the middle ground gets attacked from both sides. Bandwagon hating on something in general is a huge problem. I try to make a point to have a full explanation of why I dislike something before I go hating on it. Also, I am open to debate said dislike. The word moist. I'm just describing this nice cake I'm eating and you're acting like I'm reciting ancient curses from the Satanic Bible. I'm so confused how half the population just decided they hate that word. Are they just immediately picturing a moist vagina or what? And if so, what's wrong with that? Because they don't actually hate the word. They just read it online somewhere and wanted to follow the trend. Same thing with the anti-pineapple on pizza crowd, whom instead of simply having different preferences, suddenly collectively decided pineapple pizza lovers are literally Satan because it became such a trend to hate it. It's all fake. Everything Reddit decides it doesn't like. Reddit is like getting together all the bullied kids of their generation to unite in bullying others. Being born in this generation because our music sucks. I don't get that. We were born in the generation where we can go to YouTube or Spotify and listen to literally any music since the beginning of recording of music to stuff released literally 5 minutes ago. Being born in this generation is, for music, fantastic. I agree. We can listen to our music, as well as any music made before us. This really is the best time to be alive as a music fan. Everyone, if you're a human being there is likely many reasons someone would want you dead and countless more why people would think you are a horrible person. Humanity in general needs to chill. The amount of people that get death threats over things is ridiculous. The most celebrated Canadian old rock band of the mid-90s, the Bare Naked Ladies. If you've got a problem with the most celebrated Canadian old rock band of the mid-90s, the Bare Naked Ladies, you've got a problem with me. Vegetables. I eat them regularly since I was a kid and it just blows my mind that there are people who take eating vegetables as punishment or they need to learn to like it or cook it because somehow they find it disgusting in raw state. I can't imagine not eating at least one kind of vegetable once a day. I think a lot of the disdain comes from parents who don't know how to cook. I hated a lot of things growing up but it was because my parents couldn't cook worth shit. It resulted in me learning how to cook and taking it seriously to right their wrongs. Now I enjoy vegetables. My kids have always eaten their vegetables, but every fucking September, they suddenly pump the brakes and go on strike. Every new school year, they meet some new kid in class who openly opposes vegetables and gets the other kids to agree. So now my kids feel like weirdos for eating peas. So they come home going, Bailey doesn't eat vegetables. Parker thinks carrots are gross. First of all, Bailey is a dog's name and second, Parker is an idiot. You're eating your damn stir fry. By November, they settled down. We've banned several shows, movies and removed books that have characters bitching about vegetables or school. Fuck off with that noise. Broccoli is awesome and so is math. I hate that children are targeted for such a tired, unnecessary trope. People who have been in jail. I mean they already paid for their crime. Can we let them have a regular job and join society again without spitting on them for the rest of their life? We got a new operations manager in the largest of the facilities I cover at work, and he decided to do background checks on all employees. Fired a forklift driver who has been here 7 years because he was a convicted felon. Like come on, the guy has worked in this place for 7 years, been one of the hardest workers and what? He's pulling the long con or something. Ridiculous. As a meat eater, I'm going to have to go with vegans. I don't think I will ever be one. Personally, I also don't think they deserve as much hate as they get, especially when you consider that most all of it is a result of shit they don't do. The theory I've heard is that there's this weird cognitive dissonance in place, where on some level we agree that vegans actually have a point, but admitting they have a point would require us to either change our habits or admit that we're hypocrites, neither of which is desirable. So people take the third option and bash the vegans back down to our level, creating an anti-vegan circle jerk to resolve the dissonance. It no longer matters if vegans have a point, because now you can counter that they're preachy, or they're rude, or they shove it down our throats, etc. The good vegans have to carefully walk on plant-based eggshell substitutes and assure us that their diet is a purely personal choice, because if they don't we default to viewing their diet as a personal attack on our morals and actions. Old people doing young people trends. They just want to be a part of the fun. Pop music. Don't like Taylor Swift? Don't listen to her music. It has literally never, in the entire breadth of human history, been easier to find music that fits your taste. iPhone. Android hatred. Who the F cares what phone other people have? I like my Apple. Why do people have to tell me their Android is superior and my phone is trash when they see that? I used to have an Android. People always used to make fun of me for having one until I switched to an iPhone. Then, I have people making fun of my inferior iPhone. Phone users can't ever win. Anything popular. Fortnite is the worst thing ever at the moment. A few years ago it was Minecraft. Just ignore it if you don't like it.